Greetings and salutations, Dota fans. It is I, Badger, back for some more League of Legends Season 9 action, and I am joined tonight by a very special guest. A man of many titles, current Chinese Division 1 DPC caster, former North American DPC caster, man of many talents, including former Odd Otters manager. It is Neph Sensei. How are you on this fine evening?
I am doing absolutely amazing, my friend. I was homesick. You gave me an invite to cast this tournament, and I could have not been happier because I was talking to the guys here about this one, saying, okay, we have a huge opportunity. We could even use the studio on our days off. What if we were to just cast some NA Dota and bring some attention to it? But you brought me in instead. Obviously superior caster to B Cop or Ricky. Let's be honest. Like, come on.
I totally turned your open mic on. I meant voice chat team, not voice chat party, by the way.
Oops.
You have voice chat party.
Button?
You did press the wrong button. Your audio showing up twice right now. So.
Oh god, complete amateur.
Yeah, you're definitely the amateur, Mister Literal Professional Caster here. it's no big deal. Don't worry.
All right, listen. My excuse is that it's kind of late, 4 a.m. here, a little bit tired, but I'm gonna bring the hype for this game anyways. Wait, no, that's your job, so I don't want to take it away from you, Badger. You're bringing the hype, I'm bringing the analysis.
That is my job. It's one of the few things I'm capable of doing on a good night.
Mm-hmm. All right. I want to open with this saying that it is incredibly disappointing to see the meta bans and a meta pick right away as I get back here into this region. I was expecting something a lot more fire to come out first from either of these teams, especially from Metaverse Esports, which has several Otters players on it. I don't know, man.
And think about it, they have meta in the name. What more do you expect from them?
That's true. Hopefully, oh god, I'm hearing myself on your broadcast right now. All right, that's better. And they responded with an OD. All right, I could drop some interesting facts about this one. EG just picked this one up in game number 1 that they played against Quincy Crew, which was surprising because they ended up playing it in the mid lane and building a meteor hammer. In China, it's been a little bit less popular in the mid lane. They've been running it offline whenever they can, but the win rate of it has been pretty low. It's very two-dimensional. If you pick a stun up against the OD, you're able to shut it down in the majority of what it does. It does essentially the same thing from the offlane it does the mid lane. Your draft is a lot less versatile if you go for it in the mid lane instead. So I imagine they're probably going to copy out what EG did here in a long, tall eyelash, but we'll see. Also, of course, it's very good with the Ogre Magi, the Arcane Orb, does so much damage with the Bloodlust.
I wouldn't be shocked if this Radiant team still drafts something weird. I mean, this Radiant team, this long, tall eyelash team, has to be one of the weirdest drafting teams in the league. They've been a big fan of Tusk offlane recently, which I know is like a crit specialty, but it's also a 6-dog specialty. Tusk 3, yeah.
Are you sure not 4?
They're a big fan of Tusk 3. I played against it literally last week. I'm on a lads team now, believe it or not, and I played against their Tusk 3. Very powerful, so wouldn't be shocked if we see something similar tonight.
Were they running it with the 4 Viper?
I really should know this, considering I think it was like I kind of leaned against it. I should know this.
You were casting that game? Alright,
I was in that game. I was in that game playing 5.
I'm throwing you under the bus with this question. We're going to go for more basic stuff. Was there a hero in the lane with the Tusk?
For sure, there was a hero in the lane.
Alright, sick stuff. Why is the techies banned out here? Explain to me the lore behind this one, Badger, as I'm the newbie here.
I mean, it seemed like the sort of thing the Sasquatch and Dark would be like laughing. They're like, haha, let's go ruin 6 dogs tonight by picking techies. I've never seen any of their players play techies, but it wouldn't shock me if Sasquatch had it in his repertoire.
They're saying there might be some like talk between these two teams before the matches, and Metaverse maybe threatening to pick techies or something like that before the match, and so they realize that they just don't even want to deal with it. Something like that.
If you want, I mean, I know these. There's 4 more teammates. Like lads last season, Sasquatch, Dark, and 6-dog played in the same team. These are good friends. These are guys that I've known for a very, very long time, and I'm sure they have some like weird ass strats they laughed about during the draft last season. Like, hey, let's pick techies, let's ruin their day. And now it's like, wait, we're on opposite teams. They know the strats. They know the secret strats.
Yeah, the things that they planned to pull out that were real crazy. Oh, they get rid of the techies. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Everything else makes sense. It's all meta picks against Metaverse. Magnus banned out. last year. The Magnus ban doesn't make too much sense when you already have Ogre Magi and Outworld Devour. I know sometimes in these games it becomes like a 1v5 scenario because how League of Lads, well, how some of these leagues work is you draft all your players, right?
Yeah, you go with a pre-made team.
Hmm. And sometimes what happens is one person ends up carrying all the weight inside leagues like this one, so they just end up throwing a ton of buffs off onto somebody. They take the Ricky here. Certainly, this isn't Ricky support. I am done with Sleeping Dart. I'd much rather see this hero as a carry. Please tell me there's no Ricky support specialist on Long Dull Eyelash.
I think there might be OD mid Ricky 3 Ogre 5. I think might be where they're headed. I looked it up, by the way. It was Tusk 3 Weaver 4 is the lane they ran.
Okay, that could be kind of scary. Between the minus armor on the Weaver bugs and the Geminate attack, like the tag team just does so much damage. You have an ability to escape and get away from the Tusk, then you're just gonna die again and again to that. And it makes up for the fact that Weaver doesn't carry any stuns when you have both Snowball and Walrus Punch to fall back on. That's a trap you can fall for when you pick up the Weaver 4. If you just get like a 5 that doesn't do that much, or you're suddenly very limited with your 3s, but Tusk can make up for that on the Weaver if you're running that in position 3. It's also pretty sick in the late game. I'm not sure if you saw the game of PSG LGD versus RNG. Jin Q playing position 4, Tusk ended up being like a core.
I was asleep for that one, but I watched some of the highlights. There were some of the highlights posted on Reddit. I was like, oh, I better watch this game.
Yeah.
Usually, I can't stay awake that long, but usually I watch what I can.
It got to the 80-minute mark, and Jin Q was like essentially playing a carry Tusk at that point. I don't think they'll pick that one here. They go for the Night Stalker. I mean, it's decent lockdown for the Ricky. He's not able to get away from you. A lot of the time, he's not crazy about building a Black King bar. He gets out of silences with Manta style, but you're not getting away from the Night Stalker with that one.
If you are a fan of like perpetual on the ground AoE silences, this is your kind of game. I mean, Ricky, undispellable AoE silence. Night Stalker, undispellable AoE silence. Rubik can steal the undispellable AoE silence. If you're a fan of needing to buy a BKB to get out of silence, this is your kind of game.
Yeah. OD's not crazy about that either. You have to go very far out of your way with your damage items, but I imagine the OD will pick up maybe a Force Staff is one of his earlier items, or be forced to just go like straight Blink Dagger or BKB, but then his damage feels super low and awful. Ogre Magi will make up for it with his Bloodlust, because just like pure attack speed on OD is good enough. You don't just need any items when you have Ogre Magi on your team. But the pick up Puck next here. I mean, solid against Ricky, you're not doing anything. You can't jump anywhere when he drops the coil on you. But I feel like your damage is kind of lacking with how your draft scales here on Metaverse. Night Stalker can pop off, but you're gonna need a carry that does a lot of right click.
I think this could be a very hard puck game as well. I mean, you OD likes to buy Hex, Ricky has a silence, and they have 200 plays to counter the puck, so there's a good chance they're going to have some very good puck counterplay here. So it's potentially a very difficult puck game here. I mean, if they want to, they can grab, say, either a Lion or a Shaman or a Disruptor here with this 18 pick, and then suddenly it's a lot of tools to just deal with the puck between either a Hex or another AoE silence, and this could turn out to be a relatively difficult puck game for Dark here.
Yeah, sorry, what was what you suggested? I don't mind Lion so much. What were the other two?
Lion, Shaman, Disruptor.
Yeah, I think Shaman I'm not crazy about as you're playing against a Rubik, and if you give up Shackles, your life becomes goddamn miserable. Or any of the abilities on Shadow Shaman Rubik is a really good time stealing. Lion, it's not great either. Disruptor, a lot of the time you can stop Rubik from getting something too good. Just by throwing out a quick glimpse or a Thunderstrike immediately after you cast any of your spells because your cast time is instant. So I wouldn't mind to see a Disruptor here against the Puck, but you'd be committing like your Static Storm at the very beginning of the fight to lock him down, and Nightstalk would have a pretty easy time jumping any of those heroes on the back line.
It seems like the Night Stalker answer might just be, right, put him in the imprisonment, sleeping dart him, walk away, deal with the teammates. That might be the strat here at this point.
I mean, assuming the Night Stalker doesn't get on top of you is the issue. Your silence, you don't have that sleeping dart. Okay, this isn't a hero I've seen too much of. The Sand King? I am pleased that I get to see it again, but this is another hero that Rubik really likes playing against. If you steal either the Sandstorm or the Burrow Strike, you can do so much with these.
You know, it's funny you were homesick, because you know what hero amateurs, 6K NA offlaners have loved for the last, 18 months? Sand
What?
King. Like the meta,
Really?
the pro meta shift away from Sand King, the amateur players they are still on Sand King. I think Sand King is like the third most pick / banned offlaner in Laz recently, which is wild considering to say the pro meta. But people they love their Sand King, you know.
I haven't seen a single Sand King game in China. Div 1.
I guess you get a treat. You're a little homesick. You get Sand King. He's back. He's in NA Dota still.
Wonderful. I sure miss sand.
If a lot of people are sand fans, you know, there's a lot of sand in America, you know, deserts, beaches. Lo and behold, Sand King.
I made a joke about that when I left. That like NA was like Dune, and that the casters were coming, and they probably just have a miserable time being there. But it sounds like they did a pretty good job at ESL.
No comment. No comment.
You watched Dune, right?
I actually haven't, but I know your reference. I know what you mean by
Okay.
that.
You got to watch that movie later. But I need to get back on topic here. They banned out Chaos. They banned out so many illusion heroes on Metaverse, and that's surprising considering they've got OK clear. Night Stalker is able to silence up a group. Puck can burst people down. Rubik has OK AoE control, as is Snapfire. I'm almost certain that whatever they're picking up last year is not going to have any AoE clear, and that's why they're banning all these heroes out. But I'm pretty sure this is just going to be a Ricky 1. So I'm surprised that they banned out all these heroes and they continue to ban out illusion carries.
I am so scared it's going to be Ricky 4, and you're like, oh no, more Ricky support with Sleeping Dart. Get me out.
They got rid of the Drow Ranger. And the two heroes that are best against that, like, you've got great ways of jumping the Drow. You've got both Ricky and Sand King. So if you're banning the Drow Ranger, you're picking up something here that the Drow just like completely counters. And the two heroes that Drow completely counters are going to be the Morphling and the Terrorblade, who absolutely hate building armor and have tons of agility. Drow pierces right through that and melts them pretty quickly.
Alright, that is a Wraith King, and it's a snap pick into Terrorblade. Neph on the mark. Professional analyst, analyzing well.
Thank you. I'm not surprised. Thank you very much. I'm not surprised about the Wraith King. They needed something that's able to play in front. Night Stalker kind of does that from the offlane, but Puck doesn't do that so well. Night Stalker is like jumping very far on the back line as well, so something to dangle. Vestige is going to be a dangler here. Now, I need to know from you, because I don't know these teams well enough, Badger, who's the favorite going into this match?
I mean, both these teams basically were like week 2 of the seasons, and neither team has played that much. I would give the edge to Metaverse, but both teams can certainly compete here.
Is Sasquatch position 5 on this team?
Yes, he is.
So it's a 5 Rubik.
Yes, it is.
Are you saying that Sasquatch is a griefer?
Potentially. I mean, I'm sure you would know as well as I would. Is Sasquatch being a griefer now?
No comment. Sasquatch is an OG of the Odd Otters. I would never flame him, even if I question his position 5 Rubik. But hopefully he does well this one. As far as drafts go, I'd say I prefer slightly long, tall eyelashes here. I'm not sure what to expect from this Ricky, though. This is going to be played on position 4, right?
Actually, no. It's going to be position 3 Ricky in I think 4 Sand King. Unless they're swapping roles. But they're offline players playing the Ricky and their support players playing the Sand King. So, seems to be where we're going to be headed there.
Alright, I am interested in seeing what he's going to build. I'm not sure a Meteor Hammer is worth going, which you might do on position 4, Ricky? I'm not sure what you build on position 3, Ricky, though. Alright. I'm going to come back after a couple days into the DPC broadcast with a new way of looking at this game, and I'm pretty sure I'm just going to outsmart all the other panelists.
You know James Holzhauer, the Jeopardy champion, right?
Yeah.
You know, one of the things he did to prep for Jeopardy is he read children's book with his kids. And this is what it's like for you. It's like you're going back to the procast. It's alright. I need to watch the children's book equivalent of Dota 2. It's Lads Dota. If you are just joining us, by the way, welcome. It's a 2-game series between Long Tall Eyelash on the Radiance team and Metaverse Esports on the Dire team. My name is Badger. I am joined by the ever enlightening Neph Sensei. And it should be a fun time tonight.
It's going to be an absolute blast. Unfortunately, it's only a best of 2. If it's a 1-1, it's going to be inconclusive as hell, which is going to leave...
first blood's already here, actually. As Sand King has been caught in the Radiant side. Trackham Sentry is dropped, and his first blood taken by Jakku, playing the offlane Night Stalker.
All right, absolutely blasted. None of these people even had to level abilities they didn't want to get as their level 1s in lane. Maybe Wraith King would rather have Vampiric Spirit or Mortal Strike, but a lot of time you're very happy with Wraith Fire Blast. So the fact that it goes to Jakku is a little bit of a question mark, but you didn't have a ton of room to run him down.
Oh,
Like
as a
optimally, it goes to Dark, right?
optimally, yeah, but this is Dota 2 first sometimes.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm going to be calling this Wraith King player Kong, by the way, rather than Vesa. I wish I had a better name for the Terrorblade player, but I don't. I don't know him well enough, so
Man,
I'm sure he has a better name. I just don't know
it. Kong is very based though. Love that guy.
He's out of retirement, yeah.
Hmm?
He took
I hope you see him in the next
long
EPC
hiatus.
season, man. Yeah. How long was he out? Like a year?
A year and a half, almost 2 years.
My God.
He's back.
Yeah. I'm sure he's just as good as he ever was. No doubt in my mind.
We'll find out tonight. We'll see if he beats your lofty expectations.
Oh God, I don't have anything bound. All right, this is fine.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. It's fine.
I was reaching over for like my gamepad in order to hit my caster controls and realized that I don't have it.
Dude, luckily for you, you're not the one who's broadcasting, so it's like, alright.
Yeah. They don't have to see me click like the drop-down menu.
Alright, what do my hotkeys do? Last is denies, find it. I've been on it since minute -1.5.
Yeah, this guy's good. Came to this one prepared.
That's what I like to do. I like to be prepared. I like to show up my casts ready to go. I like to be a model professional, so that way one day, when I become a professional, I'm ready to go.
Not gonna take an extra, 10-20 minutes to get yourself a donut run?
You know, if I knew the games would be this late, I may have went for a donut run earlier.
Kong's just built different, man.
He is clearly built different. He's now most of us are built out of like cells and stuff, adipose tissues, all that sort of thing. Now he's based on something different.
Yeah. Okay, so he has gotten level 1 Sandstorm, meaning he doesn't have that much potential to kill or punish Sasquatch even for what's going on him at the moment. He's got Burrow Strike now, so they could jump this Wraith King. Unfortunately, they don't have tons of damage. Physical is the best way to punish the Wraith King. He ended up starting Gauntlet's Strength and 3 Iron Branches. I mean, Ricky's got pretty high base damage, but I imagine with how low the Sand King is sitting, they're not going to have much punish inside this lane. Which kind of sucks, because you want to be able to punish this position 5 Rubik. He's kind of underwhelming compared to a lot of other position 5s.
Maybe that's why he went Rubik 5. He knew he wouldn't get punished no matter what happens, so he's ready to play as greedy as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, it does help that it went down first on the Sand King. I mean, maybe if you win Caustic Finale and you were playing a position 3 Sand King, Wraith King would struggle a little bit more. But given that it's 5 Ricky, again, I'm sure this build is fine. Mid lane matchup. I don't know KC on this OD. You're going to have to tell me a little bit about him.
KC is one of those players who used to be like very good a few years ago, but hasn't played much Dota recently. I believe he's around 5.3k MR currently. Formerly a 6k type player, so Dark will have him in MR by about 2k in this matchup, but he's still a pretty good player, a pretty respectable guy, skill wise.
Yep. He's on OD, which you can do decently on, regardless of like an MMR gap, I feel.
Sasquatch is diving top lane, but he cannot find the Sand King, so it's no death there yet. You were saying about the OD mid lane?
Yeah, he's gonna do reasonably enough against the puck, I feel, and yeah, right now Dark has a couple of denies under his belt more than the OD, but given that it's like a 2k MMR difference, he's doing just fine here. He's got to play a little bit further up right now. He was, I think, semi-AFK for a second. I'm not sure if he was afraid. Once you get closer to level 6 on the puck, or probably after he spends like a minute at level 5, you probably want to get back, I think they'll rotate in, try to get kill off onto him. Dark seems like he'd try to punish KC if he just plays too far back.
They have a decent enough rotational heroes as well in that Snapfire and the Rubik. If they bring both over, perhaps, that'll be more than enough lockdown. Yep. But even then, one should suffice with this Puck Coil.
Yep. I mean, Puck Coil plus Rubik Lift, unless you're like sitting in the middle of that Dream Coil, he'll just be able to snap it with the telekinesis, even if the telekinesis only lasts like 0.8 seconds.
If you are standing in the middle of the coil, your opponent's being hit by a Puck and a Rubik, so... There's no... It's a catch-22. There's no good way out of that one.
Yeah. And I wish you could get out of the Dream Coil with Astral Imprisonment the same way you can with the Yule Scepter if you're on the very edge of it, but I suppose that would make the ability even more broken than it already is.
That's good. Do not give Ice Frog any ideas about buffing OD's imprisonments. Let's get OD out of our Dota games.
I mean, I don't think that mechanic should work like it does anyway to the Yule Scepter. It is very hard to execute as well. The positioning has to be just right.
As well as little things that kind of makes Dota what it is. Like, this is extremely niche, extremely sort of arcane thing that's not listed on any tooltips, but it can work.
Yeah.
That's Dota nutshell right there.
Yeah, unfortunately they were moving a lot of it from the game. It's a feature, not a bug. It just came with how the game works. I'm pretty... Oh yeah. As long as you don't go like too far in the game files or anything like that, you know, then it's all good.
That's a bit, for those who are unaware, she bottom lane Darcy a kill attempt on Terrorblade. Terrorblade should go down here, and Jakku grabs a second kill of the game. He is 2-0 Night Stalker, but for those who are not aware of what Neph is referencing, 33 of Tundra Gaming may have broke Dota 2 on a game file basis. And they changed that.
Who's to say what really happened there? What you can say is Valve has changed it so you can't edit game files anymore.
I'm just saying, I think there's a correlation between those two things occurring. We saw a kill attempt top lane as well on Sasquatch, but he barely survived there with that lift himself.
Yeah, NA players don't really need to edit game files, though. They're just good at micro.
Of course.
Of course. Is he gonna get the punish off on the Snapfire in the bottom lane? No, he's under the tower. Actually, they're gonna dive this one.
They're diving it right now. BPS is barely alive, though. Needed one more from the Terrorblade and could not find it.
Yeah, didn't want to go any further there. He did have the movement speed to run him down, but you'd be diving pretty far at that point, and it is Night Stalker, Jakku. Higher HP, you don't want to get run down and give up another kill here. You'd rather just safely farm. To the very least, he'll have free farm for a little while, as both of them have been forced to get all the way back. So, one thing to note that Snapfire did is, this lane, you're playing against a Terrorblade, so obviously your little Shredder, armor-piercing ability, isn't going to do much against a super high armor agility growth rate hero like TB, so you definitely go for this magical burst damage. That's one of the nice things about Snapfire is, regardless of who you're up against inside the lane, you're going to have an answer for them.
It's 2 kills bottom lane, Coil's there with Dark, and it's 2 kills immediately. 1 for Dark, 1 for Jakku. It's 4-0 in kill score. A great start so far from Metaverse Esports.
Not surprising. I mean, you said that they were the favorite team going into this one, and Puck is a hero that rotates around, looks for kills. Unfortunately, they didn't respect this Puck's rotation. The moment he's off the map, you have to be a little bit worried. In fact, I think you were too far out there, especially during night against a Night Stalker.
It is hard, though, sometimes when it's these TP rotations. It was a 5-second TP from Dark, but even then, 5 seconds is not that much time versus, say, running through the rivers a little bit more time-consuming.
Yeah, it would have taken a lot longer to get down there, but they were trying to stand their ground. They're feeling pretty strong after they came back to the light with full HP and mana, but now, again, things even harder. 0-4. And one thing we did not note is OD's courier going down with the Meteor Hammer recipe and Voidstone on it. This has actually slowed down his farm quite a bit. He would have been ahead of the Puck right now if he could clear out these waves faster, but he's actually quite slow now because he doesn't have that. I think it's going to come now with his Boots of Speed.
I'm watching OD's career right now intently.
It's not moving. Yeah,
it's not moving.
Let's look elsewhere. We don't want to show the people that.
Maybe
there is no suboptimal play in League of Lads.
We're seeing attempt bottom lane supposed on Jakku, but Jakku is a little bit too fast currently with the phase boots in the nighttime. But the courier is moving, Neph. The courier has moved. It has a ward on it too.
Beautiful. That's what you love to see. You do need that. Dark Ascension comes out in the bottom lane.
Yeah, they're going on Terrorblade, of course, but Ogre Magi is zoning them away. Meta is popped by Terrorblade. Now Jakku will drop, perhaps not actually, the stick enough to heal, and clicking away from BMTS keeps them alive. So good play there from Metaverse. Now they once again re-engage on TB, who has Sunder skilled, but the lack of mana is too much. Dark rotates in, Coils there on one. Ogre Magi is stunned. Ogre Magi will go down eventually, but will he get Jakku with him? No, he will not. 2 more kills for Dark. 6-0 kill score. Metaverse Esports far ahead early on.
Yeah, again, trying to get the punish off onto that Night Stalker, but he's way too quick for you to keep your hands on during the night. One thing that he did try and to clutch that one out on the Terrorblade, he was switching around his treads, and he was 5 off once he switched to Int. So, almost clutched that one out there. I don't know much about this player either on the Radiant, and I can't even see his name.
Yeah, I mean...
It's in the purple line.
See, you and me are on the same page here. All I can say is he's pretty good at carry. I played against him, he's a good farmer.
Alright. That's what he's going for here as well. I mean, this is the normal build right now on the Terrorblade. Sometimes you put points into Reflection based on who you're laning against, but a lot of the time you just go to the jungle with Conjure Image after all the nerfs to Metamorphosis. This is the fastest farming build in the hero. And again, it makes sense given the fact that he knows that he can't really play against these heroes in lane anymore with how far he is behind. It's almost going to switch to Day, but in 30 seconds after that switch, it's actually 45 seconds after that switch, it'll be Dark Ascension will be off a cooldown again. So he can stay inside the jungle.
And they are looking to bother him in that jungle with BMTS and Sasquatch. With Quack being there on the Ogre Magi, TB is fine for the time being. What's not fine, though, is his top tier 1 tower. It's 6-Dog on the 3 off-lane Ricky with the Meteor Hammer, already bringing down that tower quite low. And Radiant,
This is so weird.
I mean, they're Meteor Hammer gamers. One on Ricky, one on OD.
Yeah, he's got the Aghanim Shard queued up already. He knows what he wants, man. I thought that he wouldn't build this if it's pause 3 Ricky, but...
Rotation mid lane, Coil is up. Is it needed? Probably not. Not even used there on the OD. Sand King arrived, but it's just too late. It's another death on the OD.
It's only level 5 as well, so no Epicenter to help turn things around. He's got 3 points to the Sandstorm as well, so his range on the Burrow Strike is pretty limited.
He rotates in bot lane, Burrow's there on to trying to save Ogre Magi, but Ogre Magi cannot stand a fight against Kong and
3 seconds till
Jakku.
Dark Ascension. I'm pretty sure they just go for this.
And they will. Detection, not even needed. Sandstorm is still on cooldown. Its kisses committed by BMTS, and down goes Sand King. A 9th kill for Metaverse Esports. It's 9-0, and they are running away at this game quite early on.
Catapult is going to make quick work of this tower with 4 heroes rotated down here as well. Dark elsewhere. He's the only hero still sitting in the mid lane, but nobody's going to be able to defend from this one now. And they're going to be able to move through your jungle. Ward's already established. They have full vision of this one. Terrorblade, despite the fact that he's gone, this Conjure Image build, he's stuck in his triangle.
That's part of the value of having a Sasquatch on your team. He is probably the single best warder in League of Lads, and you see it right now. It's up for killing Ogre Magi immediately. Fire Blast comes out, but it will not save his life. Orb comes in from Dark, and down goes Quack on the Ogre Magi.
Yeah, Jakku will survive this one as well. He'll burn down to 200 HP, but outside of that, he's fine. I was about to touch on that one. Like, one of the strengths of Terrorblade is the fact that you farm so fast, but you eat up a lot of farm on the map. It's not like you're creating gold like a hero with a Midas or an Alchemist. And you didn't do too great in lane this game either, so with only the triangle to farm, he's not going to be able to take advantage of the super sick farming speed of Terrorblade if Sasquatch has controlled your entire jungle.
It's never a fun time to be TB in a very limited map, yeah.
Yeah, and your map is about to get a whole lot more limited now that they're rotating here to the mid lane and taking out this tier 1 tower.
6-Dog will attempt to defend, but it will not work. I mean, he'll stun Dark, but it's still... Good deny there from 6-Dog. The tower is still deceased. That is more map control lost with both the T1 mid and bot being dead. Meanwhile, top lane, they're rotating for KC, but the cookie is a bit short by BMTS. He still goes in, though, looking to man fight out the OD, but the OD is an OD, so BMTS will walk away.
Are we going to talk about this 0 Astral build on OD, or are we just going to ignore that?
You know what? If you want to talk about it, that's your choice. That's actually interesting.
He went Meteor Hammer and no
Mid lane,
Astral.
Coil there on 6-Dog, and 6-Dog will attempt to get away, but Sasquatch is there as well. In comes Sand King, Burrow, Epi committed, Puck low. Puck will go down, as will Sasquatch. Now it is long, tall Eyelash on the board with 2 kills.
Yeah, some nice punish there. Definitely too far forward. And this is one of the strengths of the Ricky. The smoke just sitting on the ground for so long. As long as they have the slow to go with it, then Dark is just going to melt. And he might change his mind from this Blink Dagger that he currently has queued up over to a Force Staff. I feel like right now there isn't enough respect for his opponents if he's not going for the Force Staff.
It's one of those things where a lot of times on Puck, sometimes you have to go for the more sad option in, say, like a Forced or a Yules versus a Blink Dagger. This game Forced in particular against the Ricky, but...
Yeah, it depends what kind of silence you're playing against this game. Force Staff, probably necessary. You're not playing against a Diffusal Blade, though. That would make like the Force Staff 100% necessary. The Meteor Hammer makes it a little bit more of a question mark.
We are seeing a fight top lane. Ascension is popped by Jakku. 6-Dog. He's still there, but his teammates are being run at. KC the target. Lift comes out onto the OD. In come Kisses. Down goes OD. Ogre Magi will TP. It will not work. 2 more kills for Metaverse Esports. And they will attempt to run at Sand King under that ward, but Sand King TP'd away in time, so it's only 2 kills for the side of Metaverse Esports.
They're going to turn their eyes to the Terrorblade, though. With Dark Ascension still up, it makes it very easy to invade. Hopefully he realizes this one's coming. Okay, yeah, Illusion's going to scout him out. Now he's too far from the rest of his team. They're not going to be able to finish him off.
That is the one good thing, is that they're not as fast as Night Stalker right now.
Yeah. He's going straight BKB right now on Jakku instead of going the Blink Dagger. I mean, it makes sense. Right now, you feel strong enough to just sit on top of heroes after running at them. Doesn't need to gap that distance super quickly. If the Sand King or the OD were a bigger problem, I think you might want to rush a Blink Dagger, but BKB is just going to make you feel invincible and run at towers, rather than finding kills like a Blink Dagger will allow you to do.
I'm guessing they feel not invincible, but pretty strong. I mean, they're still up by 3k. They still possess a good bit of map control, and we're seeing Sasquatch. He's been warding a little bit deeper every time he wards. Now it's in the middle of the lane. Mid lane. He's getting a little bit deeper until eventually, obviously, they're just keeping Radiant inside the base. And speaking of Radiant, they are being gone on top lane. OD is silenced by Jakku. In comes BMTS. Meter Hammer is attempted, but it will be cancelled by the stun from the Cookie. And down goes KC on the OD. That is another kill for Jakku, who is 6-0-6. That is a pristine OD. Sorry, not pristine. Pristine Night Stalker performance.
Pristine OD shutdown. That's what you wanted to say, right?
See, if I were on my game today, that'd be what I would have said. But alas,
yeah, absolutely.
I am not you, Neph. Sadly, top lane Ogre's not just being gone on. Hammer is dropped with that Sands Eclipse, stolen by Sasquatch. It'll be one more death, a 14th now for the side of Long Tall Eyelash.
All right. Continuing to melt, but still only a 2k net worth, 3k net worth advantage. It hasn't gotten much worse. They are making space for the Terrorblade, and they've gotten a little bit more control of their own jungle. You also know where the majority of the heroes on the Dire side are right now, so it makes it safe for them to farm out, again, this area of the map. One thing I don't like is the fact that the Sand King and the Terrorblade are both in the same area, but right now you're very much...
If they're staying away from the OD who's being gone on by 4 heroes under his tower. It's like, alright, if they're there, I want them not to be here. It's like, alright, we'll go anywhere else. And they're anywhere else right now.
Dude, this guy all in on this build that he's going for right now. He even got his 10 talent for the 20 attack speed before we went Astral Imprisonment.
So, I mean, I'm sure he had a set in his heart, like, alright, I'm going to go for this build and I'm going to own, but unfortunately he's just kind of a walking duck.
I mean, you do a lot of right-click damage. It's great with the Ogre Magi when he provides you Bloodlust, but there's only one point in the Bloodlust, and you opted to build a Meteor Hammer, so you went like half in on this Astral Imprisonment build, and half in on right-click Ogre Magi Bloodlust attack speed.
Well, Six Dog is in top lane, blinking on into a 1v4. His teammates are arriving, no ascension is popped by Jakku, and he wants to go on Six Dog. Fire Blast, Burrow Strike come out onto Jakku, but in come Mortimer's Kisses. Dark, orbs forward, Burrow stolen, used, but Hammer is dropped by KC. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far, and now it's calling on Wraith King with 2 lives. Being gone upon Armlet is being toggled, and it will save him from using that reincarnate. But Six Dog blinks forward, looking for BMTS. Meter Hammer will miss, though, and now it's still that 4v4. Cookie in, Cookie missed, silence there on Six Dog. In comes Ray Fire Blast, down goes Six Dog, and now in comes the Stolen Burrow. Once again, there on KC. Coil drop, down goes KC. Dire, they've killed 3, and they want the tier 2 tower, and they certainly will claim this.
They get back for a moment here. I mean, I don't think you're too worried about this Ogre Magi coming in. Taking this tier 2 tower is pretty important as well. This one's going to open up Outpost, so yeah. Kong is just going to run at it. No fear.
He's got a Snapfire behind him. He's ready to game. He's got 2... I mean, I wouldn't say 2. He has like 1.25 lives. He's ready to go.
Yeah. In that last team fight, one of the I guess most clutch moments was the moment the Waning Rift came out onto the Riki. It was like in the middle of the casting animation with the smoke screen. If you get that off onto the puck, you potentially can kill him and turn around that team fight, but there's just nobody doing damage right now. OD got a couple of right clicks off. He dropped his Sandy's Eclipse, but that was about it. Oh. Again, Blink Dagger on Sand King's pretty big, but unless he's getting this like super sick epicenter off into several heroes, I don't see them making this game any easier. And I'm pretty sure BKBs are going to start coming out somewhat soon on the side of Metaverse Esports. Yeah, first BKB completed now on the Night Stalker. Ends up disassembling his Echo Saber for that one. That's what we'd love to see. Let's go, Jakku.
He's ready to get it as soon as possible. He doesn't even want to wait for 1,000 more gold. He wants BKB right here, right now. And I'm surprised they haven't caught on to a Six Dog zoo. He's just literally sitting between these lanes for 3 towers in a row, now pushing that bottom tier 1 tower with the Aether Lens Meteor Hammer build.
He's got the... He still doesn't have the Shard. We're waiting at least 1 minute until that one's out. This one might be a decent timing for them, but they've been playing so tight as 5 heroes on the Dire side. So I'm not like 100% for this. Oh my god, Alright. This is super sick. He's not only cutting the creep wave while he's doing this and hitting with the meteor hammer, he's also damaging the tier 1 tower. This guy is good.
Six Dogs just too good. We are seeing Ascension pop by Jakku in the triangle. Sand King burrowed in, sacrificing his life to save his Terrorblade, and Ogre Magi will join his buddy Sand King in the grave. So Terrorblade saved, but it's still a 2-for-0 trade there.
Yep. 2-for-0 trade, and Ricky just doing his own thing elsewhere. At the very least, again, TB alive, and he's just going to go right back into farming. Neck and neck with the Wraith King on net worth still, but the rest of side of the die are pulling ahead of them now. 7k net worth advantage. We're 20 minutes in. All right, Ricky.
We're seeing, we're seeing these major deltas right now between both teams' offlaners and mid laners. I mean, it's OD 8k, Puck 11k, Ricky 7k, Night Stalker 8.5k. So that's a pretty big gap right there.
Is he gonna fail to get the? Oh, sorry. Yeah.
It's okay. They've got one more meter hammer. All is well. We've got 2 meter hammers online. They're ready to meter hammer into meter hammer.
That one definitely ticked down to the Ricky there. I was like, is this one not going to be able to be finished off? But he ended up getting it. They're going to go to the Roche Pit, though, without... I think the Assault Cuirass is completed and flying out to Dark or Kong right now. Actually, no, he just got the Hyperstone. Wait a second. Is this guy going Mjolnir first item Hyperstone?
Yes, he is.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
We're seeing bottom lane a jump on KC, though. KC has no Blink, has no Force Staff, has no BKB, and now has no HP. He's in the grave, though. Took down actually 2/3 of that tier 2 bottom lane HP was.
That's not bad. I mean, again, it gets you close to opening up outposts, and it keeps them off of this Terrorblade. The worst thing they could do is play super afraid. If they do that, then the Terrorblade just has no map to farm, like we talked about earlier. So, I don't mind the fact that the OD is dying. He is 1-6 and 0, which isn't great, but the score is 3-21.
At a certain point, you just die for space. You die for time.
I mean, that's exactly what he's doing. Obviously, if you could get out, it'd be more optimal, but he'd need to... Dude, he's just going stats.
What? Is he not?
Actually, no, he's just sitting on skill points at the moment.
Why?
I'm not sure. But he's level 14. He should have several points in Astral Imprisonment right now, and if you hover over his talents, you can see he doesn't put points into stats.
Yeah, that's why I'm confused.
He just refuses to go Astral Imprisonment.
I mean... Actually, I have no explanation for this one. I literally cannot tell you why he's doing this.
I know I'm supposed to be the analyst, but, you know, you're the psychologist here. You've seen his players.
I mean, Casey is...
Explain this one.
I mean, he said he could be described as enigmatic, eclectic, eccentric, but this is a little bit weird even by his standards.
I like eccentric. We're going to use the eccentric word for Casey from now on.
I teamed with him before, back in, like, 2018. He's definitely a weirder player, but this is a little bit weird even by his standards.
Kind of quirky and cute is what you mean to say, right?
I mean, a little bit, yeah, we're going with that one, but...
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely quirky. I'm not sure. We're seeing actually sleeping there on Jakku, into the Meteor Hammer, into the Fire Blast, into the Epicenter, into what should be a dead Night Stalker.
No burrow strike?
BKB, oh no, it's a disaster immediately. Jakku is still alive. Jakku is still walking on around. Now in come the Warrior Kisses. KC, Terrorblade, they're being kited around. They'll be forced to leave. Aegis was popped there, but that's still not ideal, and Jakku is stalking, looking for Six Dog. He has been slept. Radiant will attempt on his life, and they will bring him down, but Dire actually cannot find Vengeance. For the first time all game, they have won a team fight by both bringing down the Night Stalker and bringing down the Aegis.
Yeah, so nice play there by them. They did that in a kind of roundabout way, but the Night Stalker came back around and helped them solve that problem. Team fight looks like he's about to start back up.
Sleep is there on Wraith King. In comes Radiant going on to the Rubik instead, though. They will let Kong live as Six Dog zones away Dark. Sasquatch is Sun. Sasquatch is dead now. They're running at Kong, perhaps. Dark silences on 2 with that winning rift. Now Dark comes in. Sleeping Kong. Sand King down, but Wraith King is in danger. Reincarnate will get popped. Meta, it's there for Terrorblade, but in comes Sasquatch and Sand King, both flying back. Ogre Magi goes down. Casey, Manfights, gets crit down by Kong. Hammer is dropped, and now it's Dire pursuing. Oh no, immediately Ricky dead. Lift, it's there on Terrorblade. Terrorblade will attempt the fight. He'll Reflection, he'll Sunder, but can he win the fight? Armlet comes out from Wraith King, burrows in on 2. Kong goes down. Terrorblade wants Dark. Dark, he's so low. Jakku silences BKBs, but no, the coil, the damage, it's just too much. Sand King, he's caught, he's dead. Radiant, they're all dead. It's a full 5-man wipe. In Metaverse Esports, they're still in the lead.
Such a sick reinitiation there from the Sand King. He definitely needed to buy back there and got into the stun off on the multiple heroes, but Terrorblade isn't far enough ahead for him to be able to pump out damage and take down these heroes if he doesn't have any allies up. So without the control from some of these other highs, he just could not do it, and now they're going to walk up the high ground. The Sunder got off. He came back in with a burst strike. He hit multiple heroes with it, but again, I think you expect to be a little bit further ahead on this TB at this point.
Six Dog is being destroyed by Dark. I think he's at the Witchblade. He is! Ricky dead. The trade is for Rubik, but you are very happy with that if you're Dire. Jakku tanked the OD's Sandy's Eclipse, but he's still alive as well, and they're actually picking out the OD. They want to go in again with Dark.
This is psycho stuff. Puck has a lot of survivability. He's got Blink Dagger, Boots of Travel, Lincoln Sphere, but he goes in at half HP. He might just melt this OD, who is now going for a BKB of his own. And one of the issues is that he's getting controlled up, but there's so much damage coming out from Kong this game, man. Armlet, Assault Cuirass, and Desolator just melts heroes with that first crit of Mortal Strike.
Oh, ACKC, the Ascension is popped. Kiss has come in from BMTS. Wraith Fire Blast, Winning Rift. It's far too much. Down goes KC, and the BKB will have to wait for a little bit longer.
Doesn't he have the gold for buyback just yet? He needs another 30 before he's able to get that. In the mid lane, Sand King trying to take advantage of Sandstorm. Doesn't have a... Oh, God.
Oh, no. That's a two-man Winning Rift. That's... Oh, Sand King's immediately dead! He's just destroyed there, and, well, Kong will lose one life, but he is once again back to full HP. Once again, Jakku dies to that Tier 3 tower, so that's at least one kill for the side of the Radiant, but Dire returned to their Tier 3 tower. Kong is swept up by Six Dog, but these buildings are not very happy right now.
They're controlling him up. The Wraith King hasn't hit the buildings yet. As soon as he does, they're going to melt a lot fast with that Deso and Assault Cuirass.
Well, here we go. Wraith King has one life. Radiant engaged. The meta is popped. BKB is there from Terrorblade. BMTS will go down, and so will Kong. That's 2 kills. Dark will grab the Millerax, though, before he leaves. He'll jaunt away. He will get out. So it was a bit of a costly defense, losing those Millerax, but they defended their base, and they brought down Wraith King.
I did, but that's going to be, what, a 3,300 net worth swing off of that. Or, sorry, 3,300 XP swing ends up being about a 3,000 net worth swing. You can't bring back the melee rack. That's going to push it naturally now, but again, the late game does favor the side of the Radiant here. And they're going to run down, but this might be a little bit crazy. You are worried about the potential turnaround from Dark jumping on you. Ruby doesn't have any spells, though.
Yeah, we found the answer, by the way. My middle lane expert of choice, Colonel Squid, has told me the answer to the OD build. He does not want to give Rubik Astral, so he's not skilled Astral.
That's it? I mean, I saw the Rubik pick immediately after the OD, and I was like, huh, there's your counter right there.
I mean, I guess you can't counter the Rubik.
This is an extreme way of doing it, yeah. I mean, you'd get it every single time. It's super sick on the Rubik, don't get me wrong.
Where instead of seeing Sandy's Eclipse being stolen.
Yeah.
And it's definitely weird. We're seeing a 5-man smoke from the Dire, though. They want to perhaps close the game out right here, right now. They're headed towards the Radiant side tri-camp. They have no vision there, but their pings... They don't really want to be. They want to get Terrorblade at the tri-camp. Smoke popped. They find Ogre Magi, but they also see Terrorblade. They focus onto Terrorblade. Kisses popped, and they immediately focus to TB. TB has a BKB, though. Man fighting with Kong. Sunder pop on Jakku is once again turned back to Kong on the Wraith King. Wraith King has 2 lions. He's fighting. Sleep Dart comes and coils. There on one. Snapped on Terrorblade. Dire. They focus. They want Terrorblade. Terrorblade is dead. Epicenter comes in, but it might just be too little too late. Reincarnate is popped, but oh dear. Sand King gets one shot by Kong, and now they look for more. Jakku is a casualty, but Dire continue to fight. KC man fights with the Snapfire. Snapfire gets low. Snapfire may go down. Both teams pop Sands Eclipse. Neither team dies, but OD is the one who dies in the very end. And now Dire pursued for Ogre Magi. Dark jaunts in. Ogre Magi TPs away, but it's another team fight win for the side. Oh, Ignite killed the Snapfire, but it's still a team fight win for the Dire side.
Yeah. I thought that the Snapfire was going to die to the OD just because he ended up getting the Witchblade proc off to him when he's super low HP, but he does have Guardian Greaves, which, end up buffing up that regen when you're below 20% HP. So he survived for that much longer than any business doing it on the Snapfire, but they do end up losing that team fight, and pushing the advantage right there when Metamorphosis was on cooldown was one of the best things Dire side could do. So shout out to them for recognizing the timing of that and just going for the TB. Again, you are on a timer here. The Terrorblade will eventually outcarry you, and the OD does huge damage as well. You're a little bit worried about this guy's BKB. But they've taken control of the pit. Unfortunately, it ended up being like a near max respawn timer on Roshan. Like, I think it was like 2 minutes and 45 seconds, which does favor the Radiant side, as they have time to get like an item or two and then set up around the pit. They're actually going to smoke up, so they're concerned that they're in there right now. They've got decent vision around it, but you want to go a little bit further.
I mean, they are correct in that Roshan could be up, but now both teams have figured out, hey, Roshan's still not alive quite yet.
Yeah.
Radiant will...
You actually... Go ahead.
I mean, they'll walk into the Dire jungle here, they'll ward up. You mentioned the lack of vision deep into the Dire area, and that's one ward to do so. They're setting up for Roshan on their own side now.
Yeah. If they could have gotten in there and like snuck the roast, they actually clear it very quickly with the Bloodlust and OD's build.
Oh, they want Kong. The meta is popped. He has 2 lives and 1 is lost. He can TP away if he gets teammates, perhaps, but Epicenter is popped. He has no BKB. Actually, Kong is low. Guardians are there from BMTS, but it's still Kong so low. Kong dead. Now they want one more. They want the Snapfire. Spider Legs are popped, but Radiant will find this kill. That's 2 kills there. 1 on Kong, 1 on BMTS, and at long last, they are doing something that's very good.
Yeah.
They want a third kill mid lane, actually. Never mind. Not yet.
Yeah, this is the safest area for them right now as well. They smoked up to get across the map, and they got through Sasquatch's giant... Am I allowed to swear on League of Lads?
I mean, don't get me banned on Twitch, I guess. That's all I have to do.
Okay. Sasquatch's giant fuck you ward wall that gives them vision of anyone exiting their base. So the smoke allowed them to get up over here. They're taking full advantage of this one, man.
They find Six Dog knows a problem. They was like, wait a minute, we're tired of this man going invis and using meteor hammer on the tower. We're gonna wait for it this time. Detection's set up on the high ground. Just run at Six Dog, kill this man. He is dead.
Yeah, but now you're forced to use you just dropped an observer here over here as well. You're forced to use vision on your side of the map when you should be like looking to close out the game at the moment. So it's sick that they got across here and forced that one out.
Well, it is Roshan alive. Dire are aware. Radiant are not, though it is, once again, at about a minute 11, so both teams will have some idea he's in the pits. But neither team's committing quite yet. Radiant, instead, they ran at Dark. Problem is, Dark is playing Puck and had a ward, so he just survived there.
And a Lincoln Sphere, so even if they get on top of him, like Ogre Magi needs to commit 4 staff plus Fire Blast. That's going to give Dark plenty of time to throw out Delusionary Orb and Phase Shift. Wraith came back up as well, so I think they're just going to play the run at you game.
Well, Dark and Jakku have engaged for the Ogre Magi, who is de-warding. Lincoln Sphere is popped, but Quack is in severe danger. Silence is popped by Jakku. The Ignite is there, but it will not save his life. That is one more kill for Dark. He is beyond godlike. He is 14-1 and 17 in the Puckins. Well, he's having a very good time right now.
Yeah. He keeps on building defensive items as well, so it's not getting any easier to kill him as the game goes on. The Kaya-san just super sick at the moment, and they don't have a ton to disable anyways. Lincoln Sphere is going to stop like that first initiation as well from the Sand King, and they're just going to go right into Roshan. They can't do anything to stop this at the moment, and it doesn't look like they have any interest in trying.
I mean, Wraith King with this build, I mean, AC, Deso, it's just too easy.
Yeah, that's what you see all the time. He hasn't had to change anything up too much.
So they're giving the Aegis to Night Stalker and the Shard to Dark.
Do you think Terrorblade dies in the top lane?
See a BKB? He does. To see if items coil, he does not. He should be fine. He will BKB and TP. Had there been the Ags on Dark, it's certainly been a dead Terrorblade, but instead Dark has thermal items, so Terrorblade is fine.
Yeah. Well, that's going to buy them a little bit of time. They forced everybody back. The wave is also pushed all the way into the tier 3 tower, and he's got his illusion on as well. That is hilarious.
Six Dog is actually a madman. He went on Sasquatch. Problem is, Jakku was right nearby. The Ascension is popped. The dust is there, and Six Dog should go down here, and he will go down there. Jakku with the BKB, but I'm sure he's fine using it to bring down the rookie for the, what is it now, 5th time this game.
Yeah, I mean, that's time, baby. We're stalling out this Aegis on the Night Stalker. You can do that. You might be able to find a couple of kills. They're trying to push high ground, but Ricky was a pretty big part of your ability to stall, catching out heroes by themselves and meteor hammering the creep waves. With him out, they're just going to run down the mid. Just like that.
Ideally, you'd perhaps have Sand King cutting mid wave by now, but he's still sitting top, so it's a straight up 4v5 high ground defense until Ricky's alive.
When they ping out the tier 2 tower in the bottom lane, they realize that one's pretty important. If they do end up pushing through the high ground, they want to be able to take multiple towers and essentially secure themselves out mega creeps. Going into the tier 4s is still kind of dangerous for them.
Yeah, they were not content with perhaps grabbing a range Rax and leading. They want the full building, sieging experience. They want perhaps mega creeps or a GG call, whichever comes first.
You think their spirits are going to be broken before the throne goes down?
No, this team has to be one of like the best good vibe teams in the league. We beat them badly game 1 in our series we played them, and then game 2 they were still clowning around having a great time. This is a really good vibes team.
Excellent. You love to hear it, man. Terrorblade's doing what he can to share out the top lane. I don't think he'll send his own hero to the tier 3 towers. It's dropping pretty low. I'm pretty sure his next wave will do it, or the next one coming in right behind him. We'll see in just a moment. How much Aegis time have we got left? 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
About half the duration. They're chilling. They have time.
Yep.
Dark is hunting, but not quite fast enough. He's looking in the trees for TPing Terrorblade, but Terrorblade walked to the left instead. I don't think Dark saw him there. Jakku might. Now he does. Void comes out, but Terrorblade has a BKB. Meanwhile, OD ran to Wraith King, both of them walked away back to Terrorblade, though. Dire focus on him, BKB. Not quite popped, actually. Might just die here. Cookie comes in, he's chain stunned. Terrorblade got too greedy, did not BKB, and got punished for it.
He could have even BKB'd the Wraithfire Blast that came at him, but didn't pop that one in time. Maybe it did a ping issue or something like that. I was kind of surprised to see. But they will end up getting... Come on, I think they're going to get it. The top tier 3 tower. This catapult might just finish it off. They've got to fortify if they don't want it to die.
Meanwhile, on the Radiant base, Burrow comes out on Jakku, who's diving on the Ogre Magi. Lift saves him from Sasquatch, so he's no longer under those tier 4 towers. Speaking of siege units, they bring down the middle range racks, and now Dire focus their attention onto the top buildings. Tower, low, 6-dog, stuns, Dark. In comes Burrow, the follow-up, but Dire go on to Ricky. Mortis Kisses come in, Coils there onto, and Radiant supports should both go down here. Sand King low, Ogre low, Sasquatch stunned, but Sand King and Ogre Magi are both dead. The trade is for the Aegis, now both supports buy back. Radiant want to fight. Hammer drop, but Kong still has 2 lives. 6-dog blinks in, Cookie brings him further in. He stuns on Sand King. Sand King is die back. Terrorblade is still dead. Dire, they move to Ricky. Ricky gets crit on down by Kong, and Dire want more. They want Ogre Magi and the OD. They focus the OD. Sapphire is stunned, but OD also is stunned. OD will go down. Ogre Magi has to run all the way to the fountain, and, well, it's 2 racks for the Dire. And Sasquatch knows, he smells the blood in the water. He has bought back into the game. They want Negus very soon.
Maybe he smelled gold in the water. He went down to the bottom lane. I'm pretty sure he's just going to clear this one out with multiple Fade Bolts. Saw that tier 2 was getting pushed in there, but Wichita is back towards the mid lane.
In desperation play, Radiant leave their base trying to fight metas, popped by Terrorblade, Jakku, the target, while Dark goes on 6-dog. 6-dog low, Jakku low. Jakku dead, but Dark and 6-dog both alive. Now, sweeping Earth there on Puck. Puck has no orb. Can they lock him down? Silence, Meta-Hits, Fire Blast, it's enough. Dark goes down. 2 major kills and the gem grabbed. It might be too late, but it is a fantastic play to give them a much higher chance of winning now.
Yeah, they managed to find 2 there, and Sasquatch should end up buying back in the game. He's not going to be able to make it in this team fight in time, so a glimmer of hope for the Radiant. We'll see if they can find something off of this, though. Sasquatch, what is he doing? Okay, they're going to be fine. I thought both teams were going a little bit too far forward there. A lot of the damage.
Terrorblade is once again in. He has the BKB and the TP. He'll use it this time. And he wants Sasquatch. So Scotty slows. Abyssal Blade comes in. Rubik goes down. It's now 3 kills for Long Tall Eyelash.
Man's on a killing spree finally. It was only a matter of time before he got his opportunity. He's got the Aghanim Scepter queued up next. The Terror Wave. It could do good things in this team fight. It may force Puck to get a BKB, but you have to drop this one moment after you see the BKBs expire on the Dire. Like the heroes that are going to play the furthest forward and into your Terror Wave that you want to send back are going to be the Wraith King and the Night Stalker, and both of them already have their BKBs completed. But
Well,
still
high
needs another
ground
1,000
time.
gold for
Glyph's
that.
on cooldown. Terrorblade is stunned nearly under tier 4 towers. Meter Hammers come in. Eyelash is there on BMTS, but in come the Dire. Ascension is popped. Quack is dead. It's a dieback. Sunder is popped. Kong has 2 lives, though. 1 life is lost. Jakku is fighting and silencing. Terrorblade, one thing else to fight. Whistleblade comes in. Wraith King, BKBs, but can he fight? The answer, hell yes. He's once again bashed up by Terrorblade, though. Now in comes Epi that's canceled by the silence from Dark. Dagon brings down Sand King. It too is a dieback. Coil is there on KC and KC. BKBs and fights. Looking for Jakku. He'll TP. It will be in time. Meanwhile, Terrorblade will BKB and TP as well. Six Dog will get away, it appears. He's still in Viz, so Radiant lose 2. Both diebacks, but both supports.
Now they gotta defend the tier 3 tower in the bottom lane, otherwise Creep's gonna push this one in. On top of it, the last set of racks not gonna be able to defend from Mega Creeps. I'm not sure they're gonna be able to defend at all. They're barreling down the mid lane. This last team fight. I mean, I'd say pretty favored for the side of the Dire, but
And they find OD immediately. He has no BKB. It's on cooldown. Jakku, he's silencing, but they leave, actually. They don't want to overstay their welcome. Sleeping Dart comes in, but now Wraith King is sent in by Sapphire. Now Dire, they're bashed by Terrorblade, who's in that meta form. He wants to fight, but he's once again stunned. His BKB's on cooldown. Sunder comes out onto BMTS, and now Terrorblade, he's fighting. Radiant, they have Wraith King with 2 lives. Once again, one of them is lost. Jakku, BKBs, and fights. Radiant want to still go, though. Epicenter, not quite used yet. In come Mortimer's Kiss is looking to bring down TB. TB is low, and TB is Dagon down by Dark, and now Radiant leave their base. Sand King, desperation play does not work. He too is dead, and now OD is lifted, stunned. Hammer dropped, but he too is dead. Radiance can buy back the OD, but they're running out of bodies. Ricky, Terrorblade, the defenders, Dire, they're leaving. Sleeping Dark comes in, and for now they will be out, but Dark might change that.
well, looks like they're deciding to stay. Dark still seeing a pretty high HP himself, even if Wraith King is relatively low, but he knows he's not playing against anyone right now, and Metamorphosis is still not up.
We're in again. TB is lifted. His BKB is up again, though. Jakku, he's so low. He's being blinked on by Six Dog. Garter Greaves come in to heal. Terrorblade, BKBs, Demon Zeal popped. He's hunting Abyssal, but no! He's sent away by the Snapfire! Snapfire, a valiant sacrifice. In comes Ogre, in comes Terrorblade, but in comes Jakku. Dark, Dagons, down goes Terrorblade. The coil dropped for good purpose, and now they move to Ogre Magi. He's lifted and dead. Both now without buyback in the head to KC. KC's BKB, it's up, but can he even get away at this point? BKB, it's popped. Sanders Clips once again stolen. Kong has reincarnated for the billionth time this game. Ricky, he's dead. No buyback. OD, he's dead. No buyback. Sand King, the lone defender, burrows in. It is futile. It is a full 5-man life, and Radiance will lose. And Metaverse Esports will take game number 1.
GG is called, and just like that, not able to stand up against these heroes any longer. The BKBs come out, and suddenly there's just no damage. Terrorblade, he can do a decent chunk on his own, but he needs the OD pumping out something as well, and I'd say part of it comes down to the fact they lost the lane so hard. This OD build was absolutely wild, going for the no Astral in order to dodge out the Rubik Steel for the Astral. I'm not sure this is the play. If you go the Meteor Hammer as well, it just might not be worth it. Part of the reason you go for the Meteor Hammer on that hero is because you have such an amazing setup with that Astral Imprisonment. But the last couple of fights, there was mistakes there by the Sand King as well. He tried to jump in with his Burrow Strike and get Epicenter off afterwards. If he had done it before, he would have been able to do a lot more damage with him pushing the tier 3 towers. And yes, he got them back in the game a couple of times, but I think their last opportunity to be able to defend crumbled with that Sand King going in before popping his Epicenter. But congratulations to Metaverse Esports for game number 1. Everyone did a pretty solid job. I know Sasquatch was questioning this position 5 Rubik, but his ward game was on point, denied them so much the map on the Radiant team, and Jakku non-stop aggression as well.
And they were ready to bring it, and with the it's well, I think if the first 10 minutes go better than they did, perhaps it's a different game. The first 10 minutes were just so good for the side of Metaverse, and they got everything they wanted, really, and they just parlayed it into these huge early game engagement wins, and now it's... So we're seeing selection of team. Six Dogs team, long to a choice of pick or side. They chose second pick, and they've now chosen first pick.
All right.
Interesting.
Interesting change. Any specific... Oh, sorry, what were they last time?
They were, I believe, first pick last game. I'm looking this up. I'm on it. I'm pulling up the Dodo immediately. All right, they were second pick last game. It's like, you know what? We don't want second pick anymore. We want first pick. So they're not his first pick. I should probably do my lobby stuff now. Let's see here. Dire. No.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll just fill with talking about absolute nonsense. Dark into the game at 21-2, so potentially they wanted more lockdown for him. We didn't see that kill that Six Dog got off into him, but the Meteor Hammer by itself wasn't enough. If you paired it with the Diffusal Blade, I think it would have been a little bit easier, but the Ricky, at times he did get on top of people. His right click was kind of pathetic. He didn't scale with agility at all, and Ricky actually is like one of, I think, the worst hero in the game as far as scaling primary attribute. Do you know what his agility growth rate is?
Like 1.4 or something? It's very low.
That's absolutely correct. It is 1.4.
That's good. Oh,
Yeah.
grab slot, by the way, in the caster slot, Mr. Neph.
Complete amateur here.
Complete amateur. That joke will never get old, dude. We've made it 3 times in the last hour, but it's still making me laugh.
All right. You're being paid to laugh at my show.
I mean,
Tell the people, man.
If it makes you feel any better, I find you genuinely funny.
You're one of the few.
At least like there's at least like 5 or 6 of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen you have some fans. At least a handful.
A handful. Couple.
I have large hands, and they don't fit in my hands, so it has to be pretty large, you know?
Yeah. I'm just hoping to fly under the radar enough that nobody complains too much. That's the ideal goal as a caster.
But it's true.
Keep getting hired for stuff, and have your commentary good enough that you're not fucking up the game for the people watching.
You know what? I can say you have never fucked up the game for the games I've watched. I've watched, given we've worked the same events, I've watched at least 100 of your casts, and you've never fucked the game up. So congratulations.
The last thing you want is in the middle of a team fight, people complaining about you. If you're taking away from the game in the middle of a team fight, you know you're doing an awful job. So you're doing that, you're doing well enough, I feel.
There's a lot of TI casters who don't have that seal of approval from me. There's a lot of TI casters who do not have that approval. So you are in a select class.
For Badger's choice for TI casters, nice.
If I were in charge of hiring, I think you would have a job at TI. But
every League of Lads caster goes to TI. Let's fucking go.
That's how I get to TI right there, because I'm a League of Lads caster.
Putting myself in. Let's go. League of Lads major. Badger's is on.
We'll hit up Math Magician, Apon Zeus, Killer Karate, Badger. That's your casters right there. That's an A grade casters right there.
Dude, you already forgot about Logical Dota.
I was mentioning play casters. Wasn't mentioning.
Okay. I thought it was just like, the fuck Logical, man. We got Neph.
I think you've casted more of this season Lads with me than Logical Lads. I don't think Logical's done season 9 of Lads yet.
He's moving up on to bigger and better things, man. I'm sure that's the case. I miss him though. I haven't talked to Logical in a little while.
He's doing well. He's having a good time. He's some stuff I'll talk to you about after the stream, but he's doing very well right now.
He's making multi-millions, big schmoves by Logical.
Not quite, but he's making moves. Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Hell yeah! Happy to hear it. Hopefully, the Dire Squad tag themselves up soon, and we can get this game underway.
Oh no, I'm waiting for them to tag it up. It's one of those things where we have like 6 rules in this league, and there we go.
Okay. 6 rules.
Or one of them is please tag up your fucking teams, so that way the tickets work on Dota Buff and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't tag up the team, it just messes it up entirely.
How often does that rule need to be reinforced?
See, previously in the past, you see probably 10% of like before I showed up, probably 10% of series. Now we're on maybe like 5% of series, so it's getting better.
Nice, not bad. I know that's a serious issue across I think most teams. When they can get away with it, they just drop random team names. I know it was a big issue with For Fun in Team Zero and whatnot back in some of these BTS Pro Series and Summit Onlines.
And now BTS Pro Series admin is definitely too strict for that shit now, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, I hear the BTS admins are real assholes. Especially the newer ones.
It's funny that you say that, because one could argue I'm the least strict of the current crop.
Oh shit, that was you? Whoops.
The least strict of the current crop of BTS admins, because But once again, I'm a stickler for the rules. It's just Ellis is even more of a stickler for the rules than I am. What can you do?
What can you do?
Yeah, I love me.
All right.
I love me some Nina, some Dougie, some Zex. Good guys. Good guys.
Dougie, my absolute favorite. Man puts the least amount of effort in, but the moment you need anything, he's there. As long as you don't piss him off. That is my ideal worker in the Dota scene. We can all stand to be a little bit more like Dougie.
You know, BMTS is asking about his verdict on the Greaves Snapfire build from last game.
I mean, it almost worked. There was a couple times again that he didn't get ticked down from the dots on that Witchblade. Almost survived the ignite damage as well. But outside of that, I mean, that's a very, very expensive item, and you're not building Aghanim Scepter if you go for that one. I mean, he did end up getting it done, but you go pretty far out of your way for the Guardian Greaves.
You know, it counters Ignite. And I'm not sure how much you watch it of me and Logical casting, but me and Logical are big fans of how much damage Ignite does. Like we have declared on multiple occasions it does infinite damage. So by countering Guardian Greaves, he is in he's in the right there, you know.
Fair enough. Do you think they're mind flayed this game? Either team and just ban out the things that they played against, because we're just seeing the same bans this time. The Queen of Pain and the Void Spirit by long, tall eyelashes and Weaver on the side of Metaverse.
Void Spirit was a second phase ban last game, so it's at least different in that it was, one of Spirit Breaker or Nyx will be in the pool there. And both will be in the pool.
They get rid of the OD on Metaverse, so they're concerned about the amount of damage. Are they afraid of the no Astral Imprisonment OD? Because that would be very embarrassing if you were afraid of that.
It seems like they are. I mean, they say, you know what, maybe next time he will skill Astral, and that would be a huge... It's like, you know, you like anime, right? You know that scene from Naruto where Rock Lee drops the weights?
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like, all right, now I will scale my best ability.
Now without the Astral, then I'm afraid what he can do with it. He didn't have the best start to the last game, though. He had a couple of deaths, but he did end up pumping out damage as the game went on. But enough about heroes that aren't going to be here. The Spirit Breaker ends up making it through the draft on Long Tall Eyelashes, and I was picked up here on Metaverse.
Going into this game, this is last game. Before that, I think every single game Metaverse played had IO in it, so they're bringing it back. They're currently 3-0, but they're 2-0 on the IO. So it's like, you know what? Let's go 3-0 on IO. Make teams ban it. So here it is again.
You know, this is one of the most contested heroes within the CNDPC. I think it's got a pick ban rate of I think it's on every game except for one. It's been picked or banned.
Yeah, I know Sasquatch in general keeps a good eye on the pro scene. Wait a minute. They're picking IO. Let's go pick IO.
No, Sasquatch hasn't been keeping an eye on the pro scene. That man has not been doing shit. I was having a conversation with him the other day.
Whoops. Alright, that's blatantly incorrect. That might be.
Oh, I should have called out my caster. My bad.
Yeah, okay. In my defense, it seems like he has confidence when he speaks, so it seems like he knows these things. But
yeah, he is a confident man.
He's a very confident man. He can have no idea what he's saying, and he will still say it confidently.
Yeah. He keeps up with the highlights of the things that go on, though. So at the very least, I'm pretty sure he's seen some sick IO plays, and if he was going to be playing a Dota match before the start, he was probably watching the EG versus Quincy Crew series. The only issue is that Quincy Crew, who was picking up the IO 2 games, ended up losing both games.
Sometimes you lose Dota, you know, it happens occasionally. I mean, it's evil geniuses. On an ordinary DPC season, that wouldn't be too crazy seeing EG beat Quincy Crew, so we'll just ignore that it's the year 2022, and EG have had some winning Dota games issues recently.
Mm-hmm. And currently on a bit of a rough patch. All right, back on topic of the draft, though. I mean, we saw Nagasai being banned out against Long Tall Eyelash last time. They just didn't want to deal with Illusion Hero. It's been picked up now in the first phase. They start with Io and Tusk. Both these heroes struggle to deal with illusions. They're going to need some clear now, but they've already gotten rid of the Leshrac and they've gotten rid of this Underlord.
This carry player is a big fan of the illusion carries. So here are the heroes he's played so far in this season of Lads. He's played Naga Siren, Chaos Knight, Terrorblade, and now once again Naga Siren.
All right, then the bans of the previous game make a lot more sense now. They banned out the Lash Track, Medusa, and Underlord. So the question is, what's left that's going to deal with these illusions? I think the best hero, at least in my opinion, to deal with these is the Lash Track. It's gotten a little bit less popular in the current patch. It's not as good at keeping it alive right now. What's the biggest nerf to the Leshrac again? I forget for the life of me.
I mean, I actually have no. I feel like I haven't seen a big Leshrac from like 6 years, but you don't really see him much anyways. He just ebbs and flows in and out whenever the meta dictates it for him.
There were no changes to the Leshrac. He just suddenly became a little bit less popular post TI. I mean, the hero pairs extremely well with things that help you be a little bit more survivable. But again, he's not in this game this time around. They go for the Ember Spirit on Metaverse. Not amazing at clearing out illusions, but if you'd farm up a Maelstrom reasonably quickly, you can at least bring their health down a little bit and shut down Nagasaki potentially in the early game a bit. One of the weaknesses of Metaverse's draft so far is the fact that you're running the IO. It's probably going to be an IO Tusk lane. At least I'm thinking that's what's going to be. IO's okay at position 5, but mostly running 4. Tusk is flex. Actually, Tusk and IO both flex position 3-4, right?
Could be Flex 5 in the IO as well. I know Sasquatch and BMTS have both played the IO this season, so they can play either 4 or 5 for the IO.
Let's see. Against the Nagasaki, it's not great because, again, it's all single target damage. It's all physical damage that you're doing to her. So, Nagasaki here with massive amounts of armor. You're not going to do a ton with the tag team. Ogre Magi picked up next here.
Yes, once again, Ogre Magi, so it's locked in as a Spirit Breaker 3, unless they're getting real adventurous tonight. So we're getting a lineup put together for both sides now.
How adventurous do you think they'll be on Long Tall Eyelash?
I mean, I think they want to win. I mean, this is both for lads standing, also personal pride. Like, hey, I want to beat you guys. You're my boys. I want to beat you. So, I mean, if they win this game, they're up to a 2-2 record on the dire side. But if they lose, they're down to 1-3. And obviously, there's 20 games in the season. There's plenty of games to play, but every win counts. And
I mean, this is obviously a big one for either team. It seems like Metaverse is one of the stronger teams inside League of Lads.
Without a doubt. I mean, they're undefeated. A number of teams are. I mean, it's pretty early in the season, but they still are undefeated.
We go for the Timber Saw here instead. So this is all likelihood going to be run in position 3, and it's going to be a 5 IO 4 Tusk at the moment. The only issue with this one is the Timber Saw likes to be left alone in the lane, and Tusk does not like leaving his position, any of his allied heroes alone. He'd like to be able to soak up XP and brawl. Timber Saw wants the opposite of that, so a bit of a conflicting draft at the moment. Maybe they'll be able to sort that one out, though.
Maybe he'll find his brawling with his Ember mid lane, or like his Timber Saw. Maybe carry will go jungle early on, and Tusk can find experience there, but it's not like Tusk and Timbersaw inherently do much together. I mean, they're both kind of like heroes that want to go on heroes, but in very different ways. I mean, Tusk wants to tag team and hit things. Timbersaw wants to use spells, which is not ideal with tag team.
Yep. So maybe they'll change things around, put Io into the position 4 and Tusk into the 5, or switch things around as the game goes on. So if Io's in the position, or if Tusk is in position 5 and Io is in the 4, you make a little bit more space for the Tusk. We'll see, though.
I feel like the Io Timbersaw lane could be, I mean, very annoying to deal with. I mean, Timbersaw is a hero that's notoriously high regen, and Io will just give you more fucking regen. It'd be like 12 regen per second at like minute 2, which is, I mean, it's hard to deal with 12 regen per second at minute 2.
Yeah, it is. Necrophos and Shadow Fiend banned out against this lineup, so Necrophos banned, very surprising. Metaverse probably going to pick a mid here that doesn't deal with either of those that well.
10 seconds remaining.
Or I think Casey likes Necro, but I know Casey.
Sorry, it's going to be Ember Spirit in the mid lane.
Like Casey plays a lot of Shadow Fiend, I know that much. I think he plays Necro as well, so I guess it's probably a targeted ban in this case.
Yep. Luna and Faceless Void ban on the other side. The Luna makes sense. The Faceless Void a little bit less. I guess they're concerned about this Naga Siren. If there's like chrono or double chrono coming out onto you, then you die, no questions asked.
It's always there's a lot of stuff you can throw into the chrono as well. I mean, Sleight of Fist, Shocker, and both decent tools to chuck in there. So it's not like it's just Timbersaw and his, or not Timbersaw. That's like just his Void and his himself, but he has a bit up thrown there as well.
Mm-hmm. It does help with the run that you draft too with the Luna. 28 seconds left to decide on a hero on long, tall eyelashes. I mean, you need a mid laner, right?
Almost certainly. Almost certainly.
You just pick Storm and try to go on the IO? I feel like you need something that jumps the IO. You don't have it.
I like that a lot. I mean, a lot of the other heroes I might want here are either picked or banned. I mean, Quap's banned, Void Spirit's banned, Ember's picked, so that is not what I expected. Okay.
They go with none of the suggestions from us. Instead, they go with the Brewmaster, and that leaves me with absolutely no idea who's going where. Brewmaster has been run mid by Gunner a little bit in 7.30. He ends up like rushing a Spear Vessel, and it's actually pretty sick with the Cinder Brew.
10 seconds remaining.
And a lot of times Spear Breakers run position 3, but they could switch things up. Brewmaster definitely position 3 hero as well, and we have seen a mid Spear Breaker before.
Yeah, we have seen it. I mean, it's not very common for somewhat obvious reasons, but it's certainly viable. And you think about what a mid lane also do.
PSG LGD were doing that, by the way. And I think it was Dota Pit. It was just before TI. They were running mid Spear Breaker with their coach as a stand-in. Nothing to say.
In their defense, it's LGD that can pick most heroes and win a Dota game, but I mean, it gives a lot of wave clear with the charge, and also is a good ganking hero, so perhaps that's their idea. We have a lot of brawling on our hands this game.
Yeah, not what I was expecting either. Bristleback picked up last. I mean, fair enough. You'll do reasonably well against the Brewmaster. Turn your back on him, spam your quill spray as he tries to run you down. I'm all for it. And yeah, 6 dog on the Spear Breaker, so that's going to be position 4.
You know, I'm pretty sure this is a very lore-friendly draft.
6 dog was position 3, right?
Yeah, he was 3 last game. He's playing 3 again in Spear Breaker, so it's support Brewmaster.
Yep.
In a mid Ogre Magi.
Yeah, I need to correct myself real quick. Do they ever change roles?
I haven't seen it yet, but once again, sample size 3, so it's hard to tell at this point. But
Brewmaster is one of those heroes where you're either play it or you don't. With your lane mechanics and how you micro the brewling. So if they really wanted Brewmaster for this draft, there's potential that they switch around who plays what roles. But I don't know these players well enough to be able to confirm that.
Yeah, neither do I, but I mean, we'll find out quite soon, and you'll have about a 30-second gap until we have that information. And I mean, I like this Radiant Triad draft. What do you think about the drafts here?
What do I think of the drafts? I'm a big fan of Brewmaster. I like that they mix things up on the Radiant squad, the Dire squad, but they looked so much stronger on Metaverse last game, and I don't think it's going to get any easier for them here. This is a very run-at-you lineup with what they have. The Bristleback and the IO is terrifying together. I think that they're going to run over long, tall eyelashes here.
So the classic, I like the draft, but I still think they're going to lose call. If you are just joining us, though, welcome to game number 2 of Metaverse Esports, who won game 1 playing the Radiant, taking on Long Tall Eyelash, who lost game 1, of course, on the Dire side. My name is Badger, and much like before, I am joined by the ever Oracle-like Neph Sensei, and hopefully we are in for a good time this game.
It's going to be an absolute blast. So yeah, it is going to be Sasquatch and Kong together in the bottom lane. Once he's level 6 on Bristleback, there's going to be massive right-click damage coming onto him. They'll probably get like one item into an Aghanim Scepter on him. Sometimes you see Aghanim as the first, the very first item, but I don't think it's going to be doing that this game.
I want you to look at Ogre Magi's items real fast. Look at the items of the Ogre Magi.
Okay. Alrighty.
So we're in for a bit Ogre Magi, and we may be in for a first blood right here as Radiant are at the Dire Tri Camp as 5. They found Ogre Magi. In comes the goo, in come the right clicks. Tag team used now. Casey's under tower. In comes Brewmaster and Spirit Breaker, but Casey is dead. First blood drawn by Dark, and that is who you want the first blood on this game.
Yeah. Your mid laner has fallen, and they have paused on you. All right, this isn't a BM pause; it's hotkeys. I genuinely believe that one. If they had said something like "my cat's on fire" or "sec door," I don't believe anybody visits these people. I would have been thoroughly convinced that they were lying and just trying to BM.
I mean, it's one of those things where we could say, all right, the tag team came out late in that engagement, so they did, and he's like, all right, my tag team button's not working, so that might. I think a legit excuse. I think I'm saying it's 100% legit in that case. Like, we're beyond a shadow of a doubt, legit.
Isn't it magical, Papa?
Yeah, but they did end up getting the kill there on the enemy mid laner. I mean, he will be back by the time the creeps spawn, thankfully. But I'm wondering if they're gonna get 3 runes off of this. They very well might.
I mean, they're not running at the other river one quite yet, but they have some time if they want to, say, move the Ember, Io, Timbersaw there to go for it.
Yeah, get your asses over there. Absolutely.
I'm like doing some math. I think they'll have like 2 seconds to spare by the time they're there, so that's plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Do you think that the Dire team has enough stuns? Do you think either team has enough stuns?
Dire have plenty of stuns. I mean, they've got Net, they've got Brewmaster Split, they have Ogre Magi, Fire Blast, Inkswell, Charge, and Aerostrike. Radiance, a little bit less so.
Yeah, I guess you've got a decent amount in the Spirit Breaker. The rest of them are kind of questionable, but Radiant side, I'm surprised. The only thing you have is the Shard with Tether, right? I mean, you got Snowball Walls Punch too, actually. So you've got BKB Piercing disabled, but I think the big one is going to be Tether Shard.
I wouldn't be shocked. You mentioned it, yeah. It wouldn't be shocking at all if he goes for it, and then you suddenly have 3 stuns rather than 2 stuns, and they have the chains as well. That's kind of a stun. That's something. It's crowd control, so.
Yep. Right. Why are we paused? Yeah, they don't even know anymore.
It's the all chat from BMT. I mean, this from talking to you. Anyone in there? They didn't know. They were not entirely sure one way or the other, and we are seeing Jakku. He will not commit in for the rune. He will go over to the tri-camp where Naga is set up the grabs. There'll be 2 runes for 2 runes, but obviously with that first blood. Actually, there might be another kill on 6-Dog. 6-Dog's being run at by 3 right now. In come the Quill. 6-Dog has Bash and he's already low, and it's another kill immediately. What a disastrous start for the side of Long Tall Eyelash.
Sasquatch takes the kill, though, on his Io. Absolutely disgusting. Unsurprised Io players, they claim to be helpers, but all they do is steal your gold.
And he's like, I need to buy a regen, right? So that's why he's stealing the gold right there.
Yeah, trust me, my net worth is your net worth. I'm gonna buy a regen. Yeah, okay.
It's a classic IO play right there.
Yeah, for sure. Top lane, trying to harass Jakku out of the lane up until Naga Siren hits level 2. And has Riptide. They're not gonna be able to do a ton of damage to Jakku, unfortunately. He did end up going Whirling Death level 1 instead of Reactive Armor in order to trade favorably with the Brewmaster, who's the one zoning him right now. But it's definitely showing.
And he will have 2 very soon thanks to the Tusk not being in lane yet, so that's a bit more XP, but he's being zoned very heavily by Quack right now.
I mean, we did talk about this one to start. Tusk, is amazing he is at ganking. He's not a great laner. Here, Timbersaw low sitting by itself, so Tusk really would just shut that down from snowballing too hard.
This is just fun mid lane watching KC. He's constantly high 5 spam and pump fake the Fire Blast. Again, I might stun you. I might stun you eventually. It's just I don't know. I'm not sure what to say about this mid Ogre versus Ember matchup. I'm guessing.
I mean, this is hype, man. This is hype. They're having fun here on the Naya squad. I mean, if Dark picks Ember Spirit and loses to this Ogre Magi, then his mental is just going to be broken.
We saw a few patches ago, level 1 Flame Guard was buffed, therefore it's much harder to break the Flame Guard now in Ogre Magi. I mean, he's entirely magical based damage, but also still can't break the Flame Guard, which is not a good combination.
Yeah. How many points in Ignite does he need for it? I think only 2 points into Ignite.
Well, bot lane, Grimstroke is dead. Kong is in and will bring down the Grimstroke. It's now 3 kills for Metaverse, and much like last game, it is kills on one side, a 0 on the other side.
Yeah. I'm concerned about this one, because you picked your lanes to be a little bit better than this, and, Even the Naga Siren is struggling more than she should be right now, 14-0.
Yeah,
Gonna start trading with this Timbersaw here. Timbersaw's got 2 points of reactive armor now, though, so he is a hell of a lot tankier.
Yeah, Timbersaw is right at a game, and I mean, all three lanes at this point, you mentioned that the lanes are not going ideally, and other than this top lane where Timbersaw is just now getting online, the CS differential in the R2 lanes is big, which is not good. In bot lanes, we should possibly an R kill, it's a dive under the tower by Kong. Never mind, he turns back to 6-Dog instead, so no kill quite yet, though. They're ready to dive again if the opportunity allows for it.
Yeah, they're not gonna do it, though. Dude, Sasquatch is maxing out Tether first here.
Well, top lane, Quack will go down. Perfect shards from BMTS combined with the Whirling Death from Jakku is one dead Brewmaster.
Yep. And BMTS, he's continuing to give Naga Siren the beatdown. Wants to zone him out of the lane. Can't dive too far, though, otherwise he'd lose all of his HP and he's forced to walk back, and Naga Siren gets free farm for a little while, but doing what he can.
Speaking
Bottom
of
lane?
beatdown, yeah, bottom lane, it's just 6-Dog being run at by Kong repeatedly, and Kong is a little bit low, with Link's low and charge on. If Sasquatch is a bit too tanky to die here, 6-Dog will pop the stick, but he should still die. Yep, that's one more kill for Kong, who is already 2-0 and
Go
2.
for another? There's no way he dives the tower here. He can't do that. No.
Correction,
He's crazy, but he's here to win.
He shouldn't do it. I thought he might.
Shouldn't do it. Yeah. Me too, man. Alright.
Radiant's middle tower is under
We are seeing
Dark's
BMTS run a Quack right now again, but you saying about Dark?
Yeah, Dark is trying to scout the enemy rune out to it there not long after the 3-minute mark. Saw there was nothing there, then forced to head back. BMTS, can he get out of this one? He is!
That is not good. I mean, it's both water runes to the Radiant side, one to the Dark bottom, one to the Tusk top, and that means, well, your Ogre has no bottle charges. Meanwhile, it's a charge for the IO bottom lane, but he will tether away to Kong over in the bottom lane and will survive for now.
Spitbreaker is going to be able to charge right through him and get on top of him, but HP regen right now on Io, just spamming out this overcharge. I'm surprised they didn't go any points to the Spirits. I feel like the damage from them in this game could be decent, but you're even less obliged to get this on position 5.
Maybe Sasquatch is thinking, hey, we have enough damage, Bristleback is literally walking damage. The main problem there is mana, and if I have this overcharge that gives you attack speed, more regen, then everything's good to go.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Oh man. Man, Ogre does not have that much farm. Boots of speed, bottle, gauntlets of strength, quelling blade. I mean, he's almost level 6 of multicast soon. I really hope he managed to blow somebody up with this.
We're seeing a charge bottom lane. Kong has bristles on his back, though. He's now stunned up and bashed, but it's a stick popped by a 6-Dog. Kong will attempt to turn this Sasquatch. Grimstroke low. Grimstroke will go down. Now 6-Dog juking in the tree. It says charge in 2. But meanwhile, it's a dive mid lane, bringing down KC. Back to bottom lane. 6-Dog has juked out Kong, and Sasquatch will survive. But across the map, 2 for 0. It's a death on the Ogre mid lane, death on the Grimstroke bottom lane.
You didn't get the cores though, which again is what you're looking for.
Got the mid Ogre.
Spearbreaker's... Oh right, sorry. Not enough sleep, man. Almost put myself on autopilot there. 6-Dog, I mean, he is hella struggling down here. Only 20 last hits so far. Right now, sending out his phase boots. I don't see his way into this game. Good to you?
I think it's fine for now. Actually, never mind, he's being dove. There's 3 stacks of that nasal goo. Charge comes in from 6-Dog, but Kong has a Vanguard and an IO, and, well, also currently a career kill. BMTS has arrived, tag team comes in, 6-Dog has charge on cooldown, 6-Dog should and will go down, and will now drop to the combination, assist goal to all 3 of those heroes, and it's, I think it was 9-0 last game as well, it's once again 9-0 kill score.
Yeah. The tips are coming out. Okay, Sasquatch is tipping 6-Dog. These guys were former teammates, right? They're friends. It's friendly
for
tipping.
sure, I mean, this is a friendly tip, but it's also, it's okay. What up now, Rick Swin? What's going on, buddy?
What's the matter there, big guy? Can't win without us on your team?
Because the charge by 6-Dog mid lane, will Dark dodge it? Probably. The answer is yes. Perfect dodge from Dark.
Well played. And he's gonna walk away. I mean, refill his bottle over here. 6-Dog, he needs to be careful if he decides to, or if he tries to dive this Dark. I mean, with good time, you get off the searing change as well. It becomes progressively more difficult the faster the Spirit Breaker gets, but there's a small window for you to be able to searing chains a charge.
Well, it's a charge once again on Dark. This time not dodge, but the damage is a bit short. Chains is there onto Six Dog, has that Bulldoze, so he's fine. And we're seeing the Dire Tri-Camp is now being occupied by Bristleback and Io, which cannot be good for the Dire.
No. I mean, 3k net worth advantage here at only 8 minutes into the game. 4k net worth advantage at 9 minutes into the 8 minutes into the game. All right, I'm gonna need to sleep after this one, my man. Casey just gonna get run down. This overcharge is way too much to deal with on top of the damage from this Bristleback.
And it might be a kill with Ignite. Never mind, he TP's away in time. Sasquatch does not want to allow them to get kills. Meanwhile, though, it's Nagasiren being run at by the Ember and the Tusk. Nagasiren will go down. Jakku came there for more support. It's now 11 kills on the board for the side of Metaverse Esports. And we thought Game 1 was pretty fast, and Game 2 is on pace to be even faster at this rate.
Yep. Spirit Breaker too far forward and doesn't have any mana. If Dark realizes this, he could just walk at him. He can't get out. Okay, he's got 17 wand charges. He could get out. But he's instead going to focus on CSing under the tower. You don't want to give up your mid-tier 1. It is the most important tower at the moment. Quack?
That's a big courier snap, actually. It's a lot of courier taken on that one. We are seeing, Quack is fine, but we are seeing the courier of Kong go down with about 2k gold of stuff on it. So good courier snipe by Six Dog. Actually, I figured it out. They're saying, you know what, we're sorry for the series starting late, so we'll end it early to to balance the schedule.
It looks like it right now, man. Maybe Kong just wants to eat his donuts uninterrupted.
Fire Blast, mid lane, multicast, but no. It's a snowball save from BMTS. Charge comes in, looking for Dark. Dark is low. Can they kill Dark? Yes, they can! A kill on the board. They'll now run to Sasquatch and BMTS. TP from Tusk, not in time. 2 kills on the board, and they want a third. They're diving for the great Sasquatch under tower. He'll attempt to overcharge and walk away, but he's dead as well. Now 3 kills for Long Tall Eyelash. They have instantly gotten on the board in a fantastic way. In come Kong and Jakku in the TP rotation, but it's just too late.
Yeah, there's no way Kong to be able to chase these heroes down. Not the kind of mana that he has at the moment, and does still need his Aghanim Scepter. Courier dead for another 30 seconds, and we'll be able to see what's on it.
It was phase boots and like a full wand. Other than the, I think it was a full wand phase boots. It's a lot of stuff.
Unfortunate.
Mid lane, Inkswell's there, but Jakku is fast. She's still stunned, but in comes Kong and Dark. That's the big problem right there. Tadidi, Ogre Magi running away, but he's only able to stun up the Isle before dying. That is Ogre Magi dead under his tier 2 tower. As Timbersaw dies for Brewmaster. Brewmaster has split. It is now popped. He will attempt to perhaps stun people and to run away before dying. Jakku is half HP, but he's going in further for Grimstroke.
Bizarre that he opts to throw Dark up in the air rather than Kong, but
they will find BMTS at the very least under the Dire side tier 2 tower. So that's a 4th kill on the board.
Space Created, he says, that one was a little bit ambitious. Maybe you have Blink Daggers and some of your teammates that could follow you back there, but you're definitely not surviving the tier 2 tower.
Well, Dark has Maelstrom, and he has a relocated Io arriving with the Jakku Timbersaw song. Not skill, but chains. Yep, that will cancel that TP of the Nagasiren. Nagasiren is dead, and that's your win condition in the grave, and that is not ideal here.
No. I mean, you've got some AoE clear from Timbersaw, Bristleback, and Whisper, but none of this scales too well in late game. You would have preferred to see yourself a Leshrac, so you got to make sure that you're finding these kills off on a Naga. Right now, 2-0, decent start. As is being up 5k net worth, but hopefully they continue to practice due diligence against her.
It's we're probably one more lost team fight away from this cast being completely derailed seriousness-wise. It's like one disastrous 5-for-1 trade into a Roshan, and we're instantly off topic for the rest of the night. Top lane is charge into Nairstrike on BMTS, but the damage, they'll lean multicast. Multicast comes in, it will be a death on BMTS, now a 5th kill. Meanwhile, those Radiant dive from the tier 2 tower bottom lane. Quack will go down on Brewmaster. They will die for the Grimstroke as well, perhaps, but he's in the trees. Problem is Timbersaw breaks the trees. Chakram chain comes through. They know Grimstroke is there, and well, Grimstroke will die as well, so it'll be a double kill for calling on a Bristleback, and it's... Meanwhile, top lane, Dark TPing in for the Ogre Magi, but KC being an Ogre Magi is too tanky to die.
Yeah, potentially he forgot about that one as well. You look at his net worth, you kind of forget he's a core as well. Right now, Hand of Midas, Gauntlets of Strength, Gloves of Haste, and Midas queued up.
I mean, that's
Not
not good.
ideal.
I mean, if he had
Not
the
ideal.
Midas, that'd be better, but he doesn't have the Midas yet. He just has the gloves, which... I mean, we've said the word not ideal probably 25 times, but it's not ideal.
Yeah.
It's an apt judgment. Not ideal.
Right, Dire loses their bottom tier 2. It's going to open up outposts, and right now Jakku is chasing you through your own jungle, stopping you from being able to farm anything. This man is being an absolute menace.
I mean, Timbersaw notoriously one of the better core stages of the game, and he's running at Naga Siren right now with the Tusk. Lost Punch comes in, and Naga Siren still has no song skill. Brilliant comes in, bring the Bristle back into the fight, into that river area. Soulbind is there on Io and Bristle as the shards actually block the Radiant away. Dark looks for backlines as Bristleback runs at Grimstroke. Grimstroke will be the target for the Radiant team. They'll bring him down, but it's actually only one death. And it's a trade for the Tusk. That's a fantastic trade so far. Problem is, Radiants die 4 more as they run a Brewmaster. Sasquatch goes down to KC's Ignite, though, and as that happens, it is Jakku running at Brewmaster, who has TP in 5. He should actually be fine here on Brewmaster. There's no stuns in range. So if the team fight holds as this 2-for-1, it's a fantastic win for the Dire side.
Looks like he's going to get away. I mean, they've had the runner for so long. All right, he pulled back his chakram a little bit too early there. I'm not sure we would have got the kill, though. The DPS level 1 is pretty low.
Did Ogre Magi just walk up slowly, high five, and die to 3 heroes?
Yep.
Alright then.
Maybe he's just hedging his bets on the winning team here. That's the thing. Right now, if I can with advantage 17-7. Is it really so bad to appease your new masters here?
It's not exactly how you approach Dota in a more orthodox game, I suppose, when you have a
Alright,
Ogre
back on
Magi
topic.
man.
And a Midas on cooldown when the Ogre Magi goes down. Kind of questionable there.
More on topic though, it is a snowball on the Brewmaster middle lane with him going down. They will die for another kill on Grimstroke, and Grimstroke, poor Grimstroke, he will be dead here as well. It's 2 more kills, both going to Dark on the Ember. And KC TP's into what will likely be an immediate death. It is the punch, it is the rolling death, the chakrams, the right clicks, more than enough. Triple kill for Dark on the Ember Spirit. And
I mean, he got the Midas off that time, but again, that looked a bit like your appeasing master situation. They're working on 4 solutions here, though. The Spirit Vessel being worked on by this Grimstroke. I mean, that's going to shut down the Eyelash, shut down the Bristleback, shut down the Timbersaw, but until you have, like, Scotty, Spirit Vessel, and Shiva's Guard to slow this healing down, you are going to struggle to find these kills.
big attempt top lane, charge, into Narrow Strike perhaps. Never mind, there's no mana. He gets away on the Ember. She remnants back into the fight.
Back in.
Relocate brings Timbersaw into the fight. It's Naga, possibly dead. Snowball will stun. Naga will get brought down immediately. It's another death on Naga. And I guess 6-Dog gets away, but the more important, Naga Siren will not. Now 0-3 and 0 on Naga. And we are seeing a fight mid lane as Relocate brought the Io back into the mid lane. Brewmaster and Grimstroke Arrow split is Pop Charge comes in with the Inkswell onto the Io. Io will get stunned and should go down. Soulbind means a double stun is there, but it's already Sasquatch dead. They now stun up onto the Bristleback Kong. Attempts to fight, and he is a very strong man with bristles on his back. Chakram comes in for the Grimstroke. Grimstroke low. Grimstroke will drop, and now they run at Brewmaster and Ogre. Kong has that Lotus Orb, and he has a Tusk with Tag Team. Chakram will slow. KC will get hexed and brought down as they dive further for the Brewmaster. Brewmaster goes down. Kong, he is godlike on Bristleback, and you know, it's looking real good still for the Radiant team.
Just diving them underneath the tier 4. Spearbreaker is doing his best to count the creep wave. It's clear they're not giving up here on the Dire side, but
they might just lose Naga Siren. I mean, she TP'd in. It's right into 4 of these Radiant-sided heroes who just ran more of the Dire side kills. It's just...
yeah, they're pinging out. They know there's vision up there because they wouldn't run in there for no reason. She's absolutely correct. There is an observer. But you walk up on this Grimstroke in order to clear it. I'm pretty sure you go down the exact same way. This Tusk going to snowball out onto you and hit you off with a Walrus Punch, and that's going to be enough control for your team to get to you. 66-second cooldown on the Brewmaster ultimate as well, which feels like one of the only ways that they can fight, and even that, not doing it.
I guess it means they just won't fight for a little bit. I mean, they have possibly a tri-camp to reclaim. Problem is, He has 2 D wards, that is something. That's 1 D ward by the mid one, the spot at the Naga early, and also 1 at the Tri-Camp. I'm seeing a charge through as well by 6-Dog, but he will not go down to Jakku here. So they're making the right moves on Long Tall Eyelash. They're regaining some key map control, but it is still an uphill climb.
I mean, yeah, they've got to take advantage of the fact that they're Roshan right now and get as much as they can. Nagasaki working on Orchid at the moment in order to stay on top of these heroes. I mean, it's going to be good for the Ember Spirit prior to him getting a BKB, but that is the next thing that's coming out after his Aghanim Scepter's done, and it's just about done. About to bring the hurt here.
Yeah, and also it's bringing the hurt on Brewmaster. Split up in 3. Can he live 4-3? Snowball, stuns, punch is up. Will they get him? Yes, they will. Brewmaster, no split in time, and that's a monster kill for Dark, who is now 11-1 on the Ember Spirits.
They're doing their best to stall this out. The Nagasaki running illusions, trying to get them past the enemy team here, but just no luck. About to breach the high ground. I'm not sure how you stop this. You don't have anybody near farmed enough. Bristleback at almost 12,000, Nagasaki 7,700. Halfway done your Orchid. The only thing you have done so far is the Manta Style. It's just not doing damage for you.
Wait, the wave's dead. Because of that ward the Grimstorm placed earlier, 6-Dog charged through, killed the entire wave, not cutting the next wave. So there's no wave. Just do not allow Radiant to push. Problem solved. Do not let them push. If they can't push, then they can't take your buildings.
Fair enough, but it goes to show how serious they are about this match. You know, people with a weaker mental would have just GG'd out, but these people continue to play it out. 9k net worth advantage here at 19 minutes into the game. Aghanim Scepter now done on Dark. It's going to be much easier for him to catch these people running around creating chaos for him.
Oh, we're seeing Dark making chaos right now. Chains there on Ogre and Brewmaster. Brewmaster will split as Casey gets snowballed on by BMTS. Casey goes down. Brewmaster's Broodlings will attempt the fight, but he's losing them fast. 1 is dead. Storm Broodling will go invis as Grimstroke gets dove by Kong. Kong, he's beyond godlike as well. Quack will get away for the time being, though he might just be dove by the Timbersaw and the Tusk. He'll run for now, and the shards will be slightly off, so he will survive, but Radiant now turn back to the buildings. Problem is, buildings have
unfortunately, they can't. Yep. Dark's trying to solve this problem for them by going to the top tier 2 and shove this into the building. Sorry, the tier 3s, but 6-Dog off on the other side of the map, just clearing out waves, doing what he does best here. So they definitely have to push through from multiple avenues, so they're not able to do this. I think mid lane is the easiest, because the creeps could go from your base to the enemy base quicker than the side lanes. I think like twice as quick.
Let's say, you know what? If Spearbreaker is cutting our mid wave, though, let's just go through top lane. He can't cut both at once, right? And for now, the answer is no to that. So they're just going to go and, with creeps in hand, push the top T3 tower. And Chakram, Chain comes through, Quack the target, Split still on cooldown, Life also now on cooldown, and Radiant returns to the buildings.
They're losing the mid-tier 1 while this is happening, but they're more than happy to trade a Rax for it. 6-Dog going all the way in. I think he's punished for this, man.
Yeah, they have detection. Punch comes in. 6-Dog is low, though not low enough to die. Radiant do not pursue under tier 4s. They return to Barracks. Tier 3 dead. Ignite reflected. And they will focus down the melees. Smart decisions from Sasquatch, Dark, and company to get those melee racks. And it is a minute 21 top melee racks, and it will be the full set to join it.
Now this gives them, it makes pushing this bottom one even easier. Jakku is just going to tank this one up, but Creep's always going to shove into the base with the super Creeps coming out.
Well,
there's like that, now they're diving.
He's ready to die under tier 4s, well beyond tier 4s. Grimstroke low, though the stuns are returned. Dire are on the run. Grimstroke dies, and they go to the fountain for Brewmaster, who is still alive. Chakram is in the fountain and now out of the fountain. Grimstroke buys back. Timbersaw is silenced with Radiance. They're fine for now. Jakku takes the ire of the Dire. He's stunned by the Fire Blast multicast, and Jakku actually might go down here. Meanwhile, Radiant's still focused down buildings. It's Bristleback hitting buildings. Sasquatch shields Jakku. Both now are stunned. Sasquatch dead. Jakku, though, he turns. Split, pop, relocate in. The buyback is there from Sasquatch. Now Dire run at KC on Ogre. Ogre Magi will go down. Fantastic Lord's Orb from Kong as BMTS dies to KC's Ignite. And now it's Radiant back to the fountain once again. KC buys back. but Dire actually turning. Radiant, they may have dove a little bit too far. Charge comes through on Jakku. He's still half HP somehow. Bristleback is low. Lotus once again. Pop and Dire are pursuing. Kong, he's in. Fire Blast reflected. KC low. KC will die back and now. Nagasiren wants to fight. 6 Dog meanwhile charges at Dark. Dark is so low. So this comes out, but Dark gets away in time. And now Kong, he's still diving, brings down Grimstroke. That too is a dieback, and now chains are there on Spirit Breaker. He's dead. Kong, he's unkillable. Song is popped. He'll barely survive for now, but the problem is he's just dead. Song's over.
He ended it. He wanted the Spirit Breaker to be able to get the kill off onto the Ember, but there was no way that was going to happen.
And Kong is just tanking the fountain. He is unkillable. He kills 6. It's a dieback on Spirit Breaker. It's an utter and complete disaster, and there's no GG call, but it's GG in all but name at this point. And there's the GG call. That's a 2-0 victory for Metaverse Esports.
I mean, you said these guys' mental wouldn't be broken, but this is a pretty hefty loss that they took. It just felt like there was no way back into this one. They dealt with the Illusion Heroes. Just showing off the strength of this IO Bristleback combination. It is way too much physical damage, and it's way too easy to run the heroes down.
They canceled the GG on the Dire. Wow. Apparently they, mental might be broken a little bit there, but it's over now.
One person
is
seems
here.
to think it isn't, but that person probably has the mental more broken than anyone else. And Metaverse Esports ends up taking the victory. The old Otter boys here with the assistance of Kong. I mean, looking good, man. Makes sense why this team would be undefeated going into the series so far. It's a MVP of the match. It's hard to say. I mean, Kong definitely popped off. Dark did a lot on the Ember Spirit as well, though. What are the hero damage numbers looking like?
I'm gonna give it to Dark because he had the low death number. I like that. I like the low death number.
I'm gonna go with Jakku because I like him better as a Canadian than Dark, so he's my MVP for this match.
Yeah, they will be Metaverse up to 4-0, so they're undefeated and having a great time. For Long Tall Eyelash, they're getting deeper into the negatives. They need to begin to turn stuff around if they want to turn their season around. But
we are only at the beginning of the season, right? Where does this put Long Tall Eyelashes? Like 2-2 or 0-4?
Let's see here. They are apparently they're 1-5 now.
Okay, so they tied one series, but they've lost a lot of others. So again, Metaverse, the clear favorites going into this one. It went this Nagasiren pick that, Metaverse clearly respected, banned out in the previous game. When they got this, it just couldn't make a difference. They played the map too well on the side of Metaverse and continued to run at them and shut down their farm. So well played by them.
Well, I mean, Neph, obviously thank you for taking time out of your busy day and staying up late to join us for some, unfortunately, very one-sided series between Metaverse Esports 2-0 over Long Tall Eyelash. Do you have any final words, call-outs, shouts to say to the people of League of Lads and twitch.tv/Badger Pablo?
Well, thank you for having me. First of all, Badger, thank you for having me in League of Lads. A pleasure to cast some more NA games. I'm excited for Kong's return to power. Probably the most exciting thing out of everything. A little bit bummed out that I had to wait a bit longer, almost 6 a.m. over here. I've thrown off my sleep schedule so the man can get himself donuts, but that's just NA Dota, I suppose.
It is. It happens sometimes, It's NA Dota too, but obviously, thanks for, I already mentioned it, but thanks again for joining me. I'm sure you'll be back one way or the other quite soon. I'm sure, not quite soon though, because you have one more day of Chinese Dota on your hands with Perfect World.
Potentially more of this tiebreaker as well. We'll have to see.
One or more then, never mind, but hopefully I'll be able to stay up late enough to watch those games, watch some sick Neph and Ricky in Kiev casts, but for now, my name is Badger. Thanks for tuning in for this 2-0 victory. They'll be back Saturday night for Booba Enthusiasts, Kate's team, the Season 7 champions, taking on Bing Chiling, Season 8 champions with Balljacks and Fume. So it should be a great time. Not sure who will be joining me quite yet, but I'm sure I'll get someone nice and interesting. For now, though, thank you for watching. If you want to cast your games, cast your tournaments, contact me on Discord, bad number 5713, or on Twitter, twitter.com/BadderDota2. If you want to hire me and Logical to cast your pro tournaments, contact me at the same spots. We are looking and able and willing to cast literally anything and anything for money. So hit us up. For now, though, thank you for watching, and as always, have a great night.